Good morning, students. Last time we were discussing about monosaccharides. Today we are going to discuss about the derived monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and few of the polysaccharides also. So the first topic for today's class is derived monosaccharides. See, these are derived ones. That means monosaccharides के साथ कोई extra functional group attached है और there are some modifications that are occurring in monosaccharides and that is giving rise to the derived monosaccharides. और ऐसे बहुत सारे derived monosaccharides present हैं and these are involved in different structures. Like one of the derived monosaccharide is deoxy sugar. Deoxy sugar is produced by deoxygenation of ribose sugar. Ribose sugar. See, if we will talk about the ribose sugar, then we are going to find OH group at the 2' carbon. जो second carbon है, that carbon is having OH group at the in ribose sugar. But when this oxygen is going to be removed, only H is going to be present. So this is a ribose sugar. And when oxygen is being removed, it is going to convert it into deoxyribose sugar. And this deoxyribose sugar, it is an important component of our nucleic acid, that is DNA. So DNA is going to have this deoxyribose sugar that is formed by deoxygenation, removal of oxygen from the ribose sugar. At which carbon? At the second carbon. This is simply how it is going to be formed. Now second one one is deoxy sugar, second one is amino sugar. That means these are the monosaccharides which are having amino group attached to them. So monosaccharides are having NH2 group attached with them. Some of the examples are there, like we are having glucosamine, galactosamine, which are formed because of the attachment of amino group, and these are responsible for forming some of the structures like chitin. We know chitin कहाँ present होता है, that is present in fungal cell wall. Then fungus, they are having cellulose also. So fungal cellulose is also having glucosamine, hyaluronic acid is there, chondroitin sulfate is there. Chondroitin sulfate, all these are having glucosamine. Exactly like that, this galactosamine, that is also going to be part of this chondroitin sulfate. So this is where these amino sugars are present. Now there are some acid sugars also, like ascorbic acid is there, example is ascorbic acid. So these are some of the acid sugars. Other than this, there is glucuronic acid, galactocuronic acid, and these are the components of mucopolysaccharides. Then the fourth one are, again sugars are there, and these sugars are having alcohol group attached with them. So alcohol sugars are, sugar alcohols are there. Like the simplest one we are having is glycerol. And we know this glycerol is involved in the synthesis of lipids. that is going to attach with the fatty acid chains, and it is responsible for the formation of lipids. So these are some of the derived monosaccharides which are involved in different structures. Now the third comes is our oligosaccharides. Here we are talking about small carbohydrates. So another small carbohydrates are oligosaccharides. How these oligosaccharides are going to form? These are formed by the combination of monosaccharides. So by specific glycosidic bonds, the monosaccharides are going to bind with each other, and 2 to almost 9 monosaccharides, when they are linked with each other, they are going to form the oligosaccharides. So depending upon how many monosaccharides are combining together, we are having different type of oligosaccharides. Like disaccharides are there when only 2 monosaccharides are combined together by glycosidic bond, or we can say trisaccharides are there where 3 monosaccharides are combining. Just like that, tetrasaccharides are there, that means 4 monosaccharides are combining together. So this is how we are having lots of oligosaccharides, that simply on the basis of that how many monosaccharides are going to be attached. We know about glycosidic bond. Whenever a glycosidic bond is going to form between 2 monosaccharides, जब भी 2 monosaccharides के बीच में glycosidic bond बनता है, there will be removal of a water molecule. A water molecule is released and bond is going to be formed. So first let's talk about disaccharides. The first disaccharide which we are going to consider is sucrose. When we talk about sucrose, then obviously it is a disaccharide, means 2 monosaccharide units are going to combine together and they are responsible for the formation of sucrose. So here glucose and fructose. They are going to form glycosidic bond, and because of the formation of glycosidic bond, sucrose is going to be formed. Now in this glycosidic bond, इनके बीच में जो glycosidic bond बनता है, in that glycosidic bond both the aldose group and ketose group, they are involved, and glucose, first carbon of glucose will be involved and second carbon of fructose is going to be involved, and the result is that sucrose is going to be a non-reducing sugar. We will talk about what it actually means, but always remember that sucrose is a non-reducing sugar. Other than this sucrose, अगर हम sucrose को छोड़कर monosaccharides की बात करते हैं, then all the monosaccharides are going to be reducing sugars, and other than this sucrose, all the disaccharides are also going to be the reducing sugars. So let's see how the bond formation is taking place. So this is the glucose molecule, this is the first carbon of glucose molecule. Let's draw that fructose also. So if we number the carbons over here, first, second, third, fourth, and the fifth carbon. Over here, first, second, third, fourth and fifth carbon. So the bond is going to form between this first carbon of glucose and second carbon of fructose. So here a hydrogen is there, a OH group is there, OH group is going to be present over here, rest of the are having HOH, OHH is there. So this is how the complete structure is there. We are going to discuss about specifically these two. Now from over here, a water molecule is being released out. This is going to be released in form of water will be released and the bond is going to form. So oxygen is going to come here. And water is released and the bond is alpha because OH group was present on the lower side. So alpha phase is there, so that is alpha 1,2 glycosidic linkage. So this linkage is going to occur in sucrose. So that is a disaccharide and this is how a sucrose molecule is going to be formed. And in this sucrose, it is also commonly known as cane sugar because it is going to be present in sugar cane. It is extracted out from sugar cane, from sugar beet also, and that's why it is known as cane sugar and it is a non reducing sugar because यहाँ पर दोनों ही एल्डोज और कीटोन ग्रुप फ्रीली अवेलेबल नहीं है, दोनों ही बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन में इन्वॉल्व हो गए हैं एंड बिकॉज नो फंक्शनल ग्रुप इज फ्रीली अवेलेबल, दैट्स वाई वी आर कॉलिंग इट एज अ नॉन रिड्यूसिंग शुगर. While in other disaccharides like we will talk about maltose or lactose, they are having their free functional groups. तो अगर free functional group present होता है तो sugar is going to be reducing sugar. Why it is known as reducing sugar? Because it is going to convert Cu2 positive into Cu positive. So it is going to reduce these ions. That's why it is known as reducing sugars. And we are using certain tests to identify these reducing and non-reducing sugars, like Falling's test is there, Bendix's test is there, that is the most common one. Now this is the one disaccharide. The second disaccharide is going to be the maltose, that is also known as malt sugar. So the next one is maltose, also known as malt sugar. It is present in the malt of barley also. Now this malt sugar, again it is a disaccharide and it is made up of two glucose, means glucose is going to form glycosidic linkage with another glucose and that is responsible for the formation of maltose. कैसी sugar है? It is going to be the reducing sugar. और यहाँ पर इनके बीच में जो बॉन्डिंग प्रेजेंट होती है that is alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. That simply means that of one glucose कार्बन 1 is involved in bond formation और जो second glucose है उसकी fourth कार्बन involved होती है bond formation में. So this is how the bond is going to be formed. This is one glucose and orientation is like this one. So this is how the second glucose is going to be present. So here is the first carbon, second, third, fourth and fifth carbon, fifth and sixth carbon is going to be present. अगर हम इसकी बात करते हैं so first, second, third and here fourth carbon is going to come. This is the fifth one and over here CH2OH, the sixth is present. Sixth carbon is going to be present. So this is going to be involved and this one is going to be involved. That's why I am saying alpha 1,4 linkage is there. So this is how the bond is going to be formed between these two. So it's alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage that is occurring between two glucose molecules. So this is another disaccharide, that is maltose, also known as malt sugar. Now the third one is lactose. लैक्टोज कहाँ प्रेजेंट होता है? दिस लैक्टोज इज गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट इन मिल्क, दैट्स वाई इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज मिल्क शुगर. This is also going to be a reducing sugar, and this is formed from two molecules, glucose and galactose. So this is milk sugar, again a reducing sugar. और कौन से दो मोनोसेक्राइड्स कंबाइन होते हैं? ग्लूकोज प्लस गैलेक्टोज इज देयर, एंड these are going to combine, these are going to form glycosidic bond and responsible for the formation of lactose, and again they are having a beta 1,4 linkage. Beta 1,4 linkage means now the orientation of OH is just, or OH is present on this position and hydrogen is present on this position. So this will be the bond formation that is going to occur. So that will be beta 1,4 linkage that is occurring in lactose. So these are some of the disaccharides that are generally present or commonly present. Now if we talk about these disaccharides, then they are having a sweetening index. They are sweet and they all are having different sweetening index. Say sucrose is having sweetening index of 100. If we talk about maltose, then maltose is having 32 and lactose is having 16. So 32 is there, 16 is there. So different sweetening indexes there. In case of sweetness, they are at different rate. Next, we are going to talk about the functions of these smaller carbohydrates. Up to here we were talking about smaller carbohydrates. So let's see some of the functions of these smaller carbohydrates, and then we will move on to the larger carbohydrates, means polysaccharides. These are some of the smaller carbohydrates. Now let's see what different functions these smaller carbohydrates are performing. Like first one, we are having trioses, glyceraldehyde, dihydroxyacetone. When we are going to talk about respiration and photosynthesis in plants, then we will see these are the intermediates of respiratory and photosynthesis pathway. So these are going to be the intermediates of respiratory and photosynthesis pathway. Erythrose, that is also an intermediate in these pathways in photosynthesis, plus it acts as a raw material. Like lignin formation में या कुछ amino acids की synthesis में erythrose is acting as a raw material. So raw material for lignin, amino acids, that is the function of erythrose. If we talk about pentose sugars, arabinose, xylose, तो ये कुछ polymers बनाते हैं. Xylene is there. Lots of polymers are formed, and these are going to be the component of hemicellulose. And this hemicellulose will be involved in the formation of cell wall. Plant की cell wall में hemicellulose is one component. Then comes ribose. Ribose is an important sugar, pentose sugar है और बहुत सारे chemicals का part है ये ribose sugar. Coenzyme A is there, NADP is there, NAD nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, FAD is there, flavin adenine dinucleotide. Then we are having ATP. इसके अलावा this ribose, RNA and DNA, the sugar that is present in them is a ribose type. So it is going to be present in the nucleic acids like DNA and RNA. So this is the function of ribose sugar, that is very important. फिर बात करते हैं ribulose 1,5 biphosphate की. Ribulose 1,5 biphosphate or also known as RUBP, it is going to act as a acceptor of carbon dioxide. फोटोसिंथेसिस के टाइम पे एटमॉस्फेयर से जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड आती है उसको कौन एक्सेप्ट करता है? RUBP एक्सेप्ट करता है, एंड दिस reaction is catalyzed by Rubisco. We have already talked about Rubisco. So this Rubisco is catalyzing this reaction. So it is acting as a CO2 acceptor. Next come glucose. Glucose हमें पता है this is going to be the respiratory substrate. रेस्पिरेशन में ग्लूकोज से एनर्जी एक्सट्रैक्ट आउट की जाती है एंड दिस ग्लूकोज इज ऑल्सो रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द सिंथेसिस ऑफ फैट्स. फैट सिंथेसिस के लिए भी रिस्पॉन्सिबल है ग्लूकोज. अगर हम ओलिगोसैकेराइड्स की बात करते हैं तो ओलिगोसैकेराइड्स दे आर एक्टिंग एज रिसेप्टर्स. व्हेन वी टॉक्ड अबाउट प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन तब हमने देखा था कि ओलिगोसैकेराइड्स प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के सरफेस पे प्रेजेंट है जो एज अ रिसेप्टर काम करते हैं. अगर हम आरबीसीज की बात करते हैं तो आरबीसीज के सरफेस पे दे आर फंक्शनिंग एज ए एंटीजन. सेल अटैचमेंट में हेल्प करते हैं, सेल रिकॉग्निशन में हेल्प करते हैं. सो लॉट्स ऑफ फंक्शंस आर देयर. These oligosaccharides are performing. Next comes our sucrose. So it is acting as a reserved food material in most of the plants. Like sugar cane is going to store or sugar beet is going to store sucrose. So here it is acting as a reserved food. Like if we take example of sugar cane, so sugar cane is going to store sucrose. Sugar beet is also going to store this sucrose. अगर हम इनके अलावा बात करें तो देन दीज मोनोसैकेराइड्स और स्मॉलर कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स दे आर गोइंग टू कंबाइन टुगेदर and they are giving rise to lots of polysaccharides. Structural polysaccharides are there, storage polysaccharides are there. So all these polysaccharides are going to be formed from these smaller carbohydrates. So these are some of the functions of smaller carbohydrates. Now let's move on to the larger carbohydrates, and larger carbohydrates are our polysaccharides जो कि बहुत सारे स्मॉलर कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स या मोनोसैकेराइड यूनिट्स के कंबाइन होने से बनते हैं. सो द लार्जर कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स आर polysaccharides. पोली मीन्स मैनी, बहुत सारी मोनोसैकेराइड यूनिट्स. हाउ मैनी? मोर देन 10. and they can be numerous in thousands. So बहुत सारी मोनोसैकेराइड यूनिट्स एक दूसरे के साथ कंबाइन होती हैं अगेन बाय ग्लाइकोसिडिक लिंकेज एंड दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ पॉलीसैकेराइड्स. दीज पॉलीसैकेराइड्स आर ऑल्सो नोन एज ग्लाइकन्स. अगर हम इन पॉलीसैकेराइड्स की बात करें तो इनका एक एंड रिड्यूसिंग एंड की तरह बिहेव करता है एंड सेकेंड एंड इज गोइंग टू बिहेव एज नॉन रिड्यूसिंग एंड. सो लेफ्ट साइड का जो एंड है that is going to behave as non-reducing end and the right side end, it is because of the presence of free functional groups, that is going to behave as reducing end. Now depending upon that which different type of monosaccharides are combining together and they are forming the polysaccharides, we have divided these polysaccharides in two categories: homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. Its first is homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. Homo means same. So if same units of monosaccharides are combining together again and again and they are responsible for the formation of a polysaccharide, उन्हें हम क्या बोलते हैं? Homopolysaccharide. So here all monosaccharides they are going to be same. So same monosaccharide subunits are there. Attached with glycosidic bond and result is formation of a homopolysaccharide. We are having various examples like starch is there, we are having glycogen, cellulose. All these they are going to be formed from glucose. So there are various units of glucose which are forming glycosidic bond with each other, and they are giving rise to these homopolysaccharides. Now the second one is heteropolysaccharide. Hetero means different. So here different, two or more than two monosaccharide, different monosaccharide units are combining together. अलग अलग मोनोसेक्राइड यूनिट्स दो हैं या दो से ज़्यादा अलग अलग मोनोसेक्राइड सब यूनिट्स एक दूसरे के साथ बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन करती हैं, एंड दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ दीज हेटेरो पॉलीसेक्राइड्स. सो हेयर डिफरेंट मोनोसेक्राइड यूनिट्स आर प्रेजेंट. Subunits are going to be present. We are having certain examples like chitin is there, then arabinoxylans is there, these are some of the examples of homo and heteropolysaccharide. Now these polysaccharides, they are depending upon the what type of function they are प्रोवाइडिंग, कैसा फंक्शन प्रोवाइड करते हैं. वी आर हैविंग थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ पॉलीसेक्राइड्स. स्टोरेज पॉलीसेक्राइड्स जो स्टोरेज पर्पस के लिए इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, स्ट्रक्चरल पॉलीसेक्राइड्स विच आर इन्वॉल्व इन वेरियस स्ट्रक्चरल situations, and mucopolysaccharides. So we are having three type of polysaccharides: storage, structural and mucopolysaccharides. So today we are going to discuss about storage polysaccharides, and in storage polysaccharides we need to discuss about starch, glycogen and inulin. These are the three structural polysaccharides. When we are going to talk about these polysaccharides, then we will see then these polysaccharides, they can be unbranched or they can be branched. That we have seen, they can be made up of single monosaccharide subunits or they can be made up of different monosaccharide subunits. So first we will discuss about starch, then we will talk about glycogen and finally inulin. If I am talking about starch, then we remember that in lower classes we have seen that starch is a reserved food material that is present in plants. Plants का जो reserved food material है that is starch. So the first thing about starch is reserved food material in plants. That is a homopolysaccharide जो बहुत सारी ग्लूकोज यूनिट्स के बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन से बना है. सो इट इज अ homopolysaccharide that is made up of glucose subunits. Now जब भी मोनोसैकेराइड्स या ओलिगोसैकेराइड्स पॉलीसैकेराइड्स बनाते हैं, द साइज इज गोइंग टू बी लार्ज प्लस इनसॉल्युबिलिटी इज देयर. ये सॉल्युबल नहीं होते हैं. जैसे जैसे साइज इंक्रीज होता जाता है सॉल्युबिलिटी डिक्रीज होती जाती है. सो इफ दे आर इनसॉल्युबल देन मीन्स दे आर परफेक्ट फॉर रिजर्व्ड फूड मटेरियल. ये इजीली सॉल्युबलाइज नहीं होते हैं और जब भी रिक्वायर्ड होता है देन दीज स्टार्च विल बी गोइंग टू बी ब्रेकन डाउन and finally they are converted into glucose and this glucose will be used up by the cells. This is how the process is occurring. अगर हम starch की बात करते हैं then these starch they are going to be stored in chloroplast. Chloroplast में store होता है and it is also stored in amyloplast. We talked about leucoplast. तो leucoplast is used for storage purpose and there are different type of leucoplast like amyloplast is there that is responsible for the storage of starch. So this is where this starch is going to be stored. Now what are present? Basically जो starch है that is present in form of starch granules. Small microscopic granules are present and these granules are of going to be of different shapes and structures. और अगर हम इन granules को देखते हैं, observe करते हैं, then in the on the end or sometimes in the middle a proteinaceous part is present, a proteinaceous tip is present, that is known as hilum, and around this hilum a ring like structure or you can say layer is going to be present. This is how the starch granules are present. This small portion is known as hilum and these are the layers that are arising from this hilum, and there are different structures of starch granules that are going to be present. This is how the starch is present. This starch is made up of two components. One is amylose, starch के दो components हैं, and amylopectin. दोनों की concentration भी vary करती है. अगर हम in general बात करते हैं, then amylose is going to be 20 to 30% and rest of the amylopectin is going to be present. लेकिन ऐसे बहुत सारे plants हैं like maize is there which are only going to have amylopectin, वहाँ पर amylose नहीं होता है. So the concentration is going to vary. अगर हम amylose की बात करते हैं then this amylose is going to be straight, यहाँ branching नहीं होती है, so it is going to be unbranched, straight but helically coiled. So straight होता है but helically coiled like this way, and each turn is going to have 6 glucose molecules. So 6 glucose subunits are going to be present in each turn and no branching is there in amylose. And if we talk about the glycosidic bond, then alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond is present. Means one glucose is गिविंग फर्स्ट कार्बन, जो एक ग्लूकोज उसका फर्स्ट कार्बन इन्वॉल्व है बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन में, एंड फॉर सेकेंड द फोर्थ कार्बन इज इन्वॉल्व. एंड इफ वी सी द ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल्स, सो ऑलमोस्ट 200 to 1000 ग्लूकोज सब यूनिट्स are present in this amylose portion. Now let's come to the amylopectin. अगर हम amylopectin की बात करते हैं, they are going to be branched. यहाँ पर ब्रांचिंग होती है, प्लस ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल्स आर वेरी लार्ज इन नंबर. दे आर हैविंग ऑलमोस्ट 2000 to 2 lakh ग्लूकोज सब यूनिट्स. And almost after each 25 residues, branching is going to occur. So हर एक 25 रेजिड्यूज के बाद यहाँ पर ब्रांचिंग प्रेजेंट है, एंड द ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड इज अल्फा 1,6 ग्लाइकोसिडिक लिंकेज. That means of previous carbon, first carbon of previous glucose units, first carbon is involved, and of next sixth carbon is going to be involved in bond formation. So this is how amylose and amylopectin, that is highly branched, these are combining together and they are making a starch molecule. If we see this starch and treat this starch with iodine solution, then this amylose is going to react with this iodine solution and it is going to give bluish black color, and this amylopectin is going to give red violet color with the treatment with iodine solution. So these are the characteristics of starch. Now let's see the structure of starch. And if we talk about glycogen, then glycogen is also going to show same basic structure as that is present in starch. This is how starch is looking like. This is the 1,4 linkage and 6th carbon will be there. So here the 4th carbon is involved and 1st carbon is involved. So alpha 1,4 linkage is present. और जहाँ पर ब्रांचिंग होती है, एट दैट ब्रांचिंग, दिस इज अ ब्रांच दैट इज अराइजिंग, तो जो ब्रांचिंग वाला पार्ट है वहाँ पर द फर्स्ट कार्बन ऑफ दिस ग्लूकोज यूनिट एंड 6th कार्बन, 5th, and this is the 6th carbon. So here alpha 1,6 linkage is going to be present. So this is how the structure of starch is there. Now if we understand glycogen also with the same structure, then again glycogen is also having same structure, means वहाँ पर भी the straight chains are having this alpha 1,4 linkage और जो branch chains हैं वहाँ पर alpha 1,6 linkage present है. Almost 30,000 glucose units are there. और जो ब्रांचिंग होती है दैट ब्रांचिंग इज गोइंग टू अकर आफ्टर ऑलमोस्ट 10 to 14 ग्लूकोज सब यूनिट्स. And it is going to act as a reserved food material in animals. That's why it is also known as animal starch. But structure wise it is same as that of the starch. And the third one is inulin. Inulin is a fructan. That means fructose is going to form this inulin. और बहुत सारे plants हैं where it is going to act as a reserved food material in the tuberous roots also. और human body में it is not metabolized, इसलिए the kidney is going to excrete them out. So these are the structural polysaccharides. That's all for today. In next class we are going to discuss about these are the storage polysaccharides. We are going to talk about structural and mucopolysaccharides.